Well, a pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you on MBTVSports.com across our many social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube and Twitter or X, whichever you prefer. However you're finding us, we're glad to have you with us. We welcome you to beautiful Delaware, Iowa. We're in East Central Iowa at the Delaware Speedway. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2025 United All-Stars Grand Nationals. Tonight, of course, we welcome you to the night before. Tomorrow is our United All-Stars Grand National Championship. I can tell you that have already been 40 United All-Star drivers participating in practice so far tonight. They've had one round of practice. They will have two more before the evening is done, and we're about ready to get the racing program underway tonight, starting in Junior 1. The Junior 1 drivers will run today. Junior 2 drivers in their flat carts will run tomorrow. Arbox, BP Wing, Adult Clone, and KT 100 run both days. The Junior 1 and Junior 2s only get one day of the competition. Junior 1's here tonight, Junior 2's tomorrow. Again, we welcome everybody in on MBTV Sports, and I was proud to see earlier this week that our crew posted on our social media page on Facebook that we've now topped the 6,000 subscribers mark. Man, we can't keep doing this without all of the folks that are tuning in each and every opportunity that we're on the air, and we'll have another couple of great days of racing for you again. Tomorrow will be a very unique day. This, we have been told, is the largest United All-Star Series event that they've held, the Grand Nationals, in the last 20 years. It's been more than 20 years since they had this many unlimited All-Stars at a single event. I can tell you as well that there are at least 19 of the 50 United States represented here this weekend. At least 19 of the 50 United States. Just think about that. We are just about half of the U.S. represented in this weekend's racing here at Delaware Speedway. Our thanks to Justin and his crew, and we look forward to a great weekend, and we're glad to have you along with us on the broadcast tonight. You'll see messages from all of our sponsors, and if you'd like to become one of those, hey, just contact us. Send us a message. Send us a message that you want to get in touch with us, and Matt will get a hold of you, or one of the guys as part of our crew will contact you, and we'll get you involved somehow. You got a small business, you're looking to grow it? Hey, racing is never going away, and in fact it seems to be growing, especially here in the Midwest, and this weekend is a perfect example of it, with the largest United All-Stars Grand National event in the past 2 decades. We're getting set for our first heat race of the night. It will be in Junior 1. Our Junior 1 heat race. They'll have 2 rounds of heats, so this will be the way they'll start the first time. On the pole out of Fairleigh, Iowa, it's the 52, that is Logan Simon. To the outside, the 16C, that is Callie Crimmins. Row number 2 on the inside from Arlington, Minnesota, that's the 17 of Jackson Lotsky. And to the outside from Holman, Wisconsin, the 60, that is Leona Wolf. So it's Simon and Crimmins, Lotsky and Wolf. Heat race number 1 in Junior 1. Looks like everybody's sitting on the grid, just about ready to give them the command to fire the engines, and then we'll send them on to the Speedway for the first of this evening's races here tonight. 2 rounds of heats and a feature in our 5 support classes, and then 2 more rounds of practice for our Unlimited All-Stars, both junior and adult. And as we said, there are at least 40 adult UAS drivers entered for practice tonight. We expect that number to increase by at least another half tomorrow. So we may have 60 or 70 drivers for the Unlimited All-Stars competition tomorrow. They'll qualify. Top 6 qualifiers will go into the UAS pole dash. Everybody else will go into a round of heat races, and that will determine the lineup for the main events. And then, of course, there will be B features, maybe more than B features. You know, if you're familiar with sprint car racing, of course, you know about Knoxville and the D and the E and the E feature winner goes to the D, back of the D, and then the winner of the D goes to the back of the C, and the winner of the C goes to the back of the B, and so on. We may have that situation tomorrow with all of the entrants that we have for our Unlimited All-Stars. There are that many drivers that are here this weekend that there'll be an awfully good chance that we may see something like a D main, a B main, a C main, a B main, and then the A main itself, a 25-lap championship meant tomorrow. Tonight, it's the night before the UAS Grand Nationals. It's our 2025 UAS Grand Nationals here at Delaware Speedway. And we are, as we said so far, right now it looks like we're headed for a record, the largest UAS Grand National event in the past 20 or more years. Still waiting for the drive. All right, here we go. The call has come out for the motors to fire, and here we go. So Junior 1 clone, heavy. These will be our Junior 1 drivers. Logan Simon in that 52. And on the outside, that's Callie Crimmins in the 16. That gray and blue 17 on the inside, that's Jackson Lotsky. On the outside, in the 60, the 6 Hart, that's Leona Wolf. So it's Simons, Crimmins, Lotsky, and Wolf. Headed for 8 laps here in Junior 1. Off of 4, we're going green, and quickly out to the lead goes Logan Simon. Simon in the 52 has the early advantage, a little squirrely coming out of 2. Lotsky's quickly into second. Simon and Lotsky running 1 and 2, and then Crimmins running third. These Junior 1 drivers are normally between the ages of 8 and 11 years of age. These are all clone motors. So everybody runs the same plate, the same motor. It may be built by a different motor builder, but they all run the same style of motor and exhaust pipe, and they all run the same restrictor plate for their age. Simon quickly maintains the advantage, and it's a big one, almost 3 seconds now. That's the full straightaway distance back to Lotsky. Crimmins running in third. Halfway home, and Logan Simon is your leader in that 52, followed by Lotsky. Crimmins, look out, Crimmins around up at the top of turn 2. Let's see if Callie can get it going. Not much. Caution will come out, will slow him down and line him up. Not much of a spin there, just a little bit. You can see, as you watch our replay, you can see that just got a little bit high coming out of turn number 2 and kind of lost the back end of that machine. The nice thing about the clone motors is one pull most times refires. This is like pulling your lawn. It's like starting your lawnmower. I always say, if you have one of those pull start lawnmowers or your snowblower like that, I mean, we'll be thinking about that again here pretty soon. That's what the clone motors are. As karting has evolved over the past 25 or 30 years, we've gone away from an electric starter, although you will see that a lot this weekend, a battery starter with the Unlimited All-Stars. Most of them need that battery starter to try to turn over the compression on the motor that they have, but not so much in the clone. Simple pull, like a pull on a lawnmower, boom, it restarts and we're off and running. Jeff's ready to throw them green, and we do. So back to green we go. Big lead for Simon, now completely wiped out, and Lotsky right there, but Simon continues to pull away in that green and yellow as they come to the white flag. Again, Crimmins spins around, White flag, checkers will be in the air. It'll be Logan Simon in the 52 to the checker. Quick look over the left shoulder to see just how close. Lotsky back about 1.3 seconds. Then Leona Wolf in third, and Callie Crimmins comes home in fourth. Up next should be our Arbox first round heat. There are just 2 drivers entered, and they will start like this. The 85 is out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. That is Thatcher Nelson. And the 25C, that is Mac Crimmins. So it'll be Thatcher Nelson and Mac Crimmins in Arbox wing. This will be their first round heat. All these classes will run a second round of heat races. A reminder as you watch along tonight on MBTV Sports, wherever you have found us, that we are having a little bit of a technical issue between the My Race Pass app and the scoring system. The lineups are coming up a little bit differently sometimes than they should, so we're trying to work on that. This is the first time we've been here, and we look forward to coming again. All right, here we go. Arbox, 8 laps. Nelson and Crimmins. Nelson on the inside, that white and silver 85 with a red 85. And Crimmins on the outside with a black 25C. Here we go. Side by side. Thatcher Nelson, Mac Crimmins. Nelson looking good. Nelson quickly grabs the early advantage down into turn 1, and he opens up a 4 or 5 kart length advantage down the back straightaway on Crimmins. These Arbox wing drivers, again, this is the younger of the class in Arbox. Sometimes tracks split them into 2, Arbox 1 and Arbox 2, and they break them down by age. Normally, an Arbox driver is in that 8 to 11 year range, just like we saw. Nelson way up high out of turn number 2, but he saves it nicely. He's got almost 3/4 of a straightaway lead on Crimmins. Nelson and Crimmins were coming to halfway this time. Halfway home, and Nelson is your leader, and he's stretching the advantage now. It was 3 seconds that last pass. Nelson way out high, close to the bales. Got it underway. And stretches the advantage to almost 4 seconds now. 3.8 seconds for Thatcher Nelson. Coming to 2 to go. Two to go. White flag will be in the air this time. White flag for Thatcher Nelson and Mac Crimmins. checkers way. Whoa, and Nelson loops it around down into the infield at the bottom of turn number 2 after taking the checkered flag. So nicely done for Thatcher. Always save your spin outs for after the checkered flag. First of 2 BP wing heats, and here's how they will line up. On the pole out of Pasota, Iowa, the P7, that is Quentin Pollard. To his outside, the 52 out of Farley, Iowa. We've already seen him once tonight. That's Logan Simon. Row number 2 on the inside from Claremont, Iowa, the 35, that's Remington McAllen. And alongside of McAllen from Marion, Iowa, the 54B, that is Briar Van D. And starting at the back of this field, he was clearly one of the fastest guys in practice in hot laps earlier tonight. From Newton, Iowa, that is the 7 of Camden Gasper. Pollard and Simon, McAllen and Van D, and then Gasper. Gasper, that bright neon yellow 7, keep your eye on him. He was quickest during hot laps, so despite the fact that he's starting at the back, might not make any difference. Nose to tail, looking good. Pollard, Simon, McAllen, Van D, and Gasper, and we're going green, green, green. Pollard's going to grab the early advantage with Simon. Here comes Gasper coming hard on the inside. That gray and green. 7's all the way up to 3rd. Camden Gasper out of Newton, Iowa. Trying to go to work. Nose to tail, that front 3. Pollard, Simon, Gasper. Gasper looking inside, nothing there. Gasper trying to set it up. Now Simon goes to the outside, drives back to the inside, looking for the crossover, nothing. Here comes Gasper again. Gasper this time's got it. Gasper into 2nd. Pollard and Gasper running 1 and 2. Simon runs 3rd. Gasper looking inside, looking for a lane to the bottom, nothing there. Stay nose to tail. Little bit of tap going into 3. Pollard no move. Good battle between the 7s. The P7 of Quentin Pollard and the 7 of Quentin Gasper. Camden Gasper. 2 to go. 2 to go this time by. Pollard and Gasper in a great battle down the back straightaway. Coming to the white flag. 1 to go. Pollard inside, no. Gasper trying to go in, but he couldn't get there. Pollard trying to hold him off. Pollard, Gasper, gonna be Pollard. Pollard holds him off. Quentin Pollard goes wire to win it. Camden Gasper coming home 2nd. Then Logan Simon coming home in 3rd. Woo, how about that?
I'm shaking. Look at that.
Second of our heats coming up in the BP wing. BP wing heat race number 2. And they will start like this on the pole from Des Moines, Iowa, the 22, that is Carson Sanders. To the outside from Denver, Iowa, the 72, that's William White. Row number 2 on the inside from Rummels, Iowa, the 79 of Dax Housley. And on the outside of that second row from Marion, Iowa, the 3D, that is Riker Van D. Sanders, White, Housley, and Van D ready to go green here in BP Wing Heat Race number 2. This is the second of their first round heats. Off of 4, no green this time. All right, here we go. Sanders and White, Housley and Van D, 8 laps. BP Wing Heat Race number 2. Better start this time. Green flag waves as they scoot down into turn 1. Sanders out in front on Housley. Housley has quickly moved into second in that 79. Then White in the 72. And that front 3 is kind of pulled away from the back, and that's Riker Van D. Sanders and Housley are nose to tail. Good battle at the front of this one. Carson Sanders in the 22. Dax Housley in the 79. Sanders and Housley. Sanders opening up a couple of cart lengths now. Housley reeling him in off of 4. Got it down to 1. But then Sanders pulls away again. Now Housley trying to stay with down the back straightaway. Off of 4 again this time. Housley rolls in again. Closes right on the back bumper. Trying to stay with down the back straightaway, about a cart length difference. 1/10 of a second. 2 to go. 2 laps to go. Housley working on Sanders. White flag coming. 1 to go. Sanders and Housley coming up on the back marker of Van D. Don't know if that'll make an effect here at the last race, but here they come off of 4. Sanders to the checkers, followed by Housley. White will come home 3rd. So Carson Sanders, your winner. No. That'll bring us to the first of our adult drivers. This should be adult clone, and they will line up like this. On the front row, on the inside, from Jackson, Tennessee, the 21, that is Allie Young. On the outside of row 1, from Laverne, Minnesota, that is the 4 of Gavin Gregory. Row number 2 on the inside, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 32 of Clayton Circa. On the outside, from Tucson, Arizona, that is the 05 of Clint Holcomb. Row number 3 on the inside, from Elko, New Market, Minnesota, that is the 3 of Carter Brown. And on the outside, from Moscow, Iowa, the 58, that is Ryan Blake. Young, Gregory, Circa, Holcomb, Brown, and Blake. Gavin doing double duty this weekend, running his adult clone and running with the United All-Stars. Several of these drivers as well doing that. Allie Young among them as well. All right, here we go. Off of 4, going green, green, green. No, we're going to try it again. Nope. I thought we were going green there, but we waved that one off. So we'll try it again. Circle, pull up alongside. Holcomb. All right, everybody's good. Should be able to give them the one to go this time, and we will. Keep them side by side. So it's Young and Gregory, Tennessee and Minnesota. Then Circa and Holcomb, Iowa, Arizona. Back row, Brown and Blake. Nose to tail, out at 2. Circa on the inside. Young into second. Gregory runs third. Holcomb fourth. Somebody lost the air filter. That's coming off of the 58 of Blake. And we're going to go to a caution for a debris. That's an air filter. Holcomb picks it up, or Blake picks it up, I should say. So we'll line them up, single file, I believe. We'll go back to the last completed lap. The caution will be charged to the 58 of Ryan Blake. So he'll go to the back. It'll be Circa, Gregory, Young, Holcomb, Brown. Oh, now they're going to switch Young. Remember, going back to the last completed lap, we'll move Circa, Young, Gregory, Holcomb, Brown, and Blake. We're one lap down, 7 laps to go here in Adult Clone Heat Race 1 of 2 here in the first round. Off of 4, green flag is in the air. Gregory quickly to the inside on Young. Holcomb trying to get through, cannot. Here comes Carter Brown. Brown going to pick up 2 spots, gets Holcomb and Young. Circa and Gregory running 1-2. Clayton, Circa, and Gavin Gregory. Allie Young, Clint Holcomb, then Carter Brown. Nose to tail, little bit of a gap now between Circa and Gregory. The two of them have pulled away as we hit halfway. Halfway home, 4 down and 4 to go. It's Clayton, Circa in that black and red 32. Gavin Gregory in the black and white 4. Then you've got Holcomb in that yellow 5 and Young in that purple 21. Two to go. Circa, Gregory, Clayton, Circa, Gavin, Gregory. They're separated by 4/10, coming to the white flag and 1 to go. Checkered flag coming here. Circa to the checkers and the heat race win, followed by Gregory, Holcomb, Brown, Young, and Blake. Second heat coming up in Adult Clone. On the pole from La Crosse, Wisconsin, the 26th, that's Autumn Mueller. To the outside from Vinton, Iowa, the 2X, that is Logan Hiller. Row number 2 on the inside, the 71 out of Olwine, Iowa, that is Russell Benhart. The outside from Conover, North Carolina, the 35, the 33 of Tanner Knipe. Third and final row on the inside from La Crosse, Wisconsin, the 16, that is Corey Wolf. Mueller and Hiller Benhart and Knipe. Wolf. Here comes our second first round heat in adult clone. KT 100 heat races coming up next, and then we'll go to practice in the junior UAS and then our adult UAS. So here we go. Nose to tail, side by side. Green flag is in the air. We're going green, green, green. Here in clone heavy, he race number 2. And quickly out front is Hiller in the 2X. Benhart running second in that 71. And then Knipe in the 33, the North Carolinian. Here comes Knipe to the inside. Tanner Knipe. Hiller maintains the advantage. Tanner Knipe has moved into second. He's about 0.8 of a second back. Then Benhart, Wolf, and Mueller. Front 4, runners second, third, and fourth, all kind of there. Track is still a little on the slick side, seems like. Guys are really trying to get a hold of that top edge. No trouble so far for Logan Hiller in the 2X. Tanner Knipe running second with that 33. They're coming to 2 to go. This time by. 2 to go. Hiller and Knipe. Wolf is up to third now. Good run for Corey Wolf. White flag. White flag for Logan Hiller. Knipe and Wolf in second and third. And then Benhart is fourth. It'll be Hiller off of 4 to the checkered in the win in heat number 2. So Logan Hiller, who started outside of the front row, goes wire to wire to win. He raced number 2, and we fire things up in KT 100. Last of our opening round of heats.
Everything good? I just realized I left my door open before the race started. I'm hoping my flag is good.
I always try to do as good as possible.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll return with our KT 100 first round heat.
When you push your engine to the limit, on the track, the farm, or the highway, only one name delivers unmatched protection. Schaefer's specialized lubricants. With over 180 years of proven performance, professionals don't guess. They trust Schaefer's. And in our region, there's one guy who makes it happen. William Denzer. Racers, farmers, fleets. They all call William because he's reliable, knowledgeable, and gets results. So support the brands and people who support racing. Call William today, 651-253-0999, or email denzer.schaefer.sales@gmail.com. Schaefer's, trusted since 1839. Power in every drop.
Painful steps shouldn't be part of your daily routine. At Foot and Ankle Clinics, PA, we specialize in diagnosing and treating a wide range of foot and ankle conditions, from heel pain and bunions to diabetic foot care and sports injuries. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jeff Pellercells and Dr. Russell John Hill, bring decades of experience and a compassionate approach to every patient. At our clinic, we are dedicated to serving the community with the highest level of care. Your well-being is our top priority. Serving the communities of Woodbury, West St. Paul, and Edina, we're committed to providing personalized care tailored to your needs. Don't let foot or ankle pain hold you back. Visit footandankleclinics.com to schedule your appointment today.
Yeah, Butler-Built has been a supporter of mine for a long time. I've always run Butler-Built seats ever I got into 410 sprint car racing, and I feel like they have the nicest aluminum seats out there. The craftsmanship, the welding on it is top-notch, and now they're pouring my inserts and have the gravel cut seat and gives you a lot of clearance for your hybrid or your Hans, and I feel like, there's no better seat out there. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of feedback, right? These guys do it every day, so as me as a sprint car driver specifically, every form of dirt racing, the seats are built different, and guys like us, drivers are wearing holes in their hybrids because they're rubbing on the seats, and felt like there was a need for a little bit of a new design and a new generation of the sprint car advantage seat. So, yeah, it's been a fun ride and hope to continue the relationship for a long time.
Freight is the backbone of the country, and as long as people need goods, they're going to need somebody to get it to them. My name is Matt Bohl with QualityFreightRate.com, powered by T-Force Worldwide. We provide LTL, truckload, and expedited freight services across this country. If your freight weighs over 120 pounds going over 120 miles, that's where my shipping rates kick in. We help companies ship easier for less. With our system, our customers are able to quote and book shipments with ease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having trouble with damages, lost freight, claims of any sort, we can help you with our experience, solve the problem, tell you why it's happening and what you should do to prevent it in the future. Me and my team have been together for over 20 years. We know this industry. We can help all size business, big or small. We love them all, but we have a special spot for small business. Small businesses are pillars in the community. Low rates are critical for a small business because the margins are generally pretty small. They need to have competitive rates. They can't be getting gouged or they lose the sale. Freight is simple. People make it difficult. We work as consultants in the industry, so it doesn't matter what your problem is, we'll solve it. We educate the customers, we solve problems, and we lower their shipping rates. And that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years.
Kevco has been an industry leader in high-performance oil pans and components for over 35 years. Made in Fairmont, Minnesota, Kevco prides itself on being American-made. Kevco has expanded our product line way beyond just oil pans, to valve covers.
On the Speedway comes the first of our two KT 100 heats. They will take their warm-up laps And we'll give you the lineup. On the pole, out of Des Moines, Iowa, the Iowa ace. I think I've known him since he was 11 years old. That is Brian Nevins Jr. To his outside, Cedar Falls, Iowa, the 1X. That is Michael Falsgraf. Row 2, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 0-2. That's Rob Keeney. To the outside, Des Moines, Iowa. That's the 4 of Stevie Smith. Row number 3, inside from Tipton, Iowa, the 48. That is Mason Achenbach. To the outside of row 3 from Tucson, Arizona, the 07 SB. That is Travis Hooper. And starting 7th from Chesney, South Carolina, the 33. That is Evan Say. Trouble for Achenbach in the 48 machine. So Mason pulls the 48 off, and 7 becomes 6 as C pulls up alongside of Hooper. So it's Nevins and Falsgraf, Keeney and Smith, and we're going green, green, green. 8 laps the distance. Nevins, followed by Falsgraf. Here comes C into second. Evan C in that 33 machine. A young man out of South Carolina. Brian Evans Jr. Followed by C, Falsgraf. Then Hooper, Keeney, and Smith. Now Smith around Keeney. Brian Evans Jr. all alone out in front, with Evans C behind him. Half a straightaway plus for Nevins. 1.2 seconds, just past halfway. Nevins and C, Falsgraf and Hooper, Keeney and Smith. 2 to go. 2 to go for Brian Nevins Jr. June Nevins to the white flag. 1 to go. The advantage is over 2 seconds between Nevins and C. Checkers a wave for Brian Nevins Jr. Quick look over his left shoulder to go, yep, I knew I was fast. A 12.450 for Brian Nevins Jr., his fastest lap, and that was on the final pass. So Nevins puts up his fastest lap on the 8th and final lap in that heat race, going 12.450. C's best lap was a 12.635, also on that last lap of that heat race. That'll bring up heat race number 2 in our Yamaha KT 100. On the pole from Crawfordsville, Indiana, the 05, that is Juan Greeno. Outside from Evansville, Iowa, just down Highway 20 a little ways from here, the 10, that is Zach Johnson. Row number 2, he is one of 7 drivers tied for the points lead in the United All-Star Series. From Ocala, Florida, the 37 of Mike Nicosia. To the outside of row number 2, out of Elko, New Market, Minnesota, the 44, that is Carter Brown. Row number 3, on the inside, out of Des Moines, Iowa, the 70, that is Sean Brown. And starting 6th, on the outside of row number 3, out of New Bern, Tennessee, the 23, that is Renee Angel. Got one coming off the grid. Here comes Carter Brown. Carter running KT 100. He'll pull up to the outside of row 2. All right, we'll be ready to go next time by. So the roll green, 1 to go. 1 to go. Greeno and Johnson, Nicosia and Brown, Brown and Angel. Yamaha KT 100, heat race number 2, getting ready to go. Off of 3, here they come. At the cone, we're going green, green, green. Johnson on the outside, couldn't get there. Now he does on the inside. Johnson to the race lead. Johnson trying to get there, slid back. He and Greeno made contact, and then Zach got through. Johnson, your leader. Nicosia running second in that 37. Here comes Greeno. 1 Greeno coming up back into third. Carter Brown running fourth. Then it's Renee Angel running fifth. Johnson stretching out the advantage to just over a second. On Greeno now back into second. Johnson and Greeno both running laps in the 12.4 second range. Nicosia running third. Brown runs fourth. Angel up to fifth. And then Sean Brown is sixth. It'll be 2 to go this time by. 2 to go. Greeno closing the gap. He's just running out of time. Johnson, Greeno with a 12-1, white flag. Greeno closing in a hurry, here he comes. Johnson, Greeno to the checkers. But Greeno was the fastest car on the track with a 12.135. Greeno ran 12.135 to run down Johnson, whose fastest lap was a 12.4. If Greeno had been able to hold Johnson off on the original start, he would have walked away with that heat race because he was the fastest car out there. So that ends our first round of heat races, and we go to practice in the looks like we're heading to round 2 of heat races. Second round of heat races about to come here in a moment. We'll start with Junior 1. And they'll start like this. On the pole from Arlington, Minnesota, the 17, that is Jackson Lotsky. To the outside, the 16C, that is Callie Crimmins. Row number 2, he won the opener from Farley, Iowa, the 52, that is Logan Simon. And to the outside, from Holman, Wisconsin, the 60 of Leona Wolf. So it's Lotsky and Crimmins, Simon and Wolf. Simon won the opener, followed by Lotsky. They'll flop it around here in round 2, and we go green off of 4. Lotsky with a slight advantage, but here comes Simon. Simon to the inside, he'll grab the lead again. Simon to the lead. Simon a little loose coming off. Lotsky back to the race lead. Lotsky and Simon running nose to tail and now closing in on Leona Wolf at the back of this Junior 1 heat race. Simon again to the inside. Lotsky all the way out near the wall. Had to really fight the steering wheel to hang on to that thing. Look out. Wolf with the slow spin down in 2. Loops it around. Everybody stays green. Field stays green. It's Simon and Lotsky. Nose to tail. Each has had their turn at the front. Now they're coming up. Lotsky again to the inside on Simon. Jackson back to the race lead. They're coming up on Crimmins and Wolf into turn 3. Lotsky a little bump and run. Look out. Crimmins is off the top. 2 to go. Crimmins is good. Just comes to a stop in the grid. Lotsky to the inside. Simon's 3 wide. A little bump and bang to the white flag. Lotsky coming back. Wolf with a spin. Wolf gets it going again. Lotsky off of 4. Checkers good away. But it'll be Jackson Lotsky to win heat race 2. So Simons wins heat race 1. Lotsky wins heat race 2. They should make up the front row when we get to the main event. Should be our Arbox wing, just those 2 carts, and then BP wing to follow. Trying to get the 2 heat races in BP wing. Got 1 heat in Arbox, and that'll come up here. And it'll start like this. On the inside of the front row is the 25C, that is Mac Crimmins. And to the outside of that front row from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, that is Thatcher Nelson. Nelson won the first go-round, and he won it fairly comfortably. All right, second round heat of BP of Arbox wing. Firing up a set of lights down in turn 1. In addition to the Speedway lighting here. Combination of new and old lighting, I can see. Some brand new LED stuff along with the old bulb type lights. But it does a really nice job. All right, Arbox wing, Crimmins and Nelson for 8 laps. Here they come. Mac Crimmins in the 25C, that black and yellow, that all black machine with that sort of neon 25C on it. And Thatcher Nelson in that white and silver machine with the red 85. Those are your 2. Here we go. Nelson won the first one, and he won it fairly convincing from the inside. Let's see what he's got from the outside of the front row here. Crimmins, Nelson. Nelson, they're even off of 4. Crimmins going to have the early advantage down into turn 1. Let's see what Thatcher's got. He'll pull up. He'll look to the inside. Can't get around him. Crimmins making that 25C very wide, saying you got to find a way. Nelson taking a look. Nelson trying to find a way around. Nelson jumped out and won easily that first go-round, but here in the second, things are very close, nose to tail. Crimmins has been able to fight him off. Nelson with a look. Little bit of contact. Little bit of contact. Everybody stays. Little roll, black flag warning for Nelson. Now up alongside, and he powers by him on the outside. Nelson tried to get by him, couldn't do it, made some contact, got a roll, black warning out of it, and then said, well, forget it, I'll just go high, and he drove around him on the outside to take the advantage here at halfway. 3 to go this time. It'll be 2 to go for Thatcher Nelson when he gets to the flag stand. Here we go, 2 to go. White flag will be coming for Thatcher Nelson in the 85 as he looks to sweep Arbox. Checkered flag's going to wave. Checkered flag for Thatcher Nelson as he sweeps Arbox. Crimmins comes home second. No extracurriculars for Nelson this time. No extracurriculars this time for Nelson. He had a little bit of a loop down there in turn 2 after he took the checkered last time. And we'll head for BP Wing now. And we hit our second round of heats in BP Wing. So this technically is heat race number 3 of 4. And we'll go like this. They will start like this. On the pole out of Newton, Iowa is the 7. That is Camden Gasper. To his outside from Marion, Iowa, the 54B of Briar Van D. Row number 2 on the inside from Claremont, Iowa, the 35 of Remington McAllen. To his outside from Parley, Iowa, the 52, that is Logan Simon. And the first round winner out of Pacoda, Iowa, that is Quentin Pollard, the P7. Pollard held off Gasper in that first one. Now Pollard's going to have to try to run down Gasper here in round 2 as they flip-flop starting spots. Off we go. Green flag off of 4. Gasper quickly to the early advantage. Gasper pulling away. Quickly, he's already half a straightaway. Simon to the inside. Moves into second. Now McAllen. Gasper all alone out in front. McAllen runs second. Simon runs third. Van D runs fourth and Pollard is fifth. Camden Pollard with a 2-second advantage with a spin in 4. And the yellow comes out. The 54B of Briar Van D goes around. And we'll see how the Delaware Speedway officials sort this one out. Van D with a little bit of help from Pollard, if you can see him on the replay. It wasn't a big bang, but just enough. Gasper has been out front, no trouble at all. And here he comes. Field will go back to green next time by. Gasper, McAllen, Simon, Pollard, and Van D. We'll go. When they come to the green, they'll have 5 to go, 3 down. 3 down and 5 to go. It's been Gasper from the get-go. Nobody's been able to hang with him. Simon quickly to the inside on McAllen. Pollard moving up into third. McAllen making contact with Pollard. Opened up a lane for him to get through as Gasper pulls away. Roll black flag coming for the 35. Two to go this time for Gasper. 2 to go. White flag coming for Camden Gasper. Simon running second. McAllen runs third. Pollard fourth. Van D fifth. Off of turn 4, it's Camden Gasper to the checkers. And the heat race win. Simon home second. Pollard home third. McAllen home fourth. And then Van D. Second and final of our BP wing heats coming up. And they will go like this on the pole. From Marion, Iowa, that's the 3D of Riker Van D. To the outside, he was runner-up in round 1. The 79 out of Rummel, Iowa, that is Dax Housley. Row number 2 on the inside from Denver, Iowa, the 72 of William White. And to the outside, he won the first go-round from Des Moines, Iowa, that is Carson Sanders. Van D and Housley, White and Sanders. Waiting for the field to roll. Motors have come to life and they will roll onto the Speedway. Van D and Housley, White and Sanders at your lineup. Sanders and Housley went 1-2 in the first go round. This time they'll flip-flop. Housley will start on the outside of the front row and Sanders behind him. Let's see if those two are back at it again. White was a distant third in that first go round. So here we go. Van D and Housley bring them to the green. Housley gets tucked in behind Van D. Now he'll come to the inside. Housley to the lead. Sanders inside, moving into third. Sanders got around White. Now he gets around Van D. Housley opening up the advantage out front. Took Sanders a minute to get through traffic. Just a little over a second between the two, 1.2 between Housley and Sanders. Housley maintains the advantage. Off of 4, Sanders, oh my goodness, headed for the wall, but then turned. I thought he was definitely going to catch the front stretch wall that time. Really running it high off of 4. Much better line that time for Sanders. But he's 2.5 seconds back. And they're coming to 2 to go here. Housley with 2 to go. White flag. Housley with a white flag. Final time around. For Dax Housley. Here he comes to the checkers. Housley with a heat race win. Sanders comes home second. So Housley got one and Sanders got one. So it'll make for an interesting lineup when we get to the main event. First of our final two in the adult clone division. And we'll start like this. On the pole, out of Moscow, Iowa, the 58, that's Ryan Blake. Starting on the outside of the front row, Elko New Market, Minnesota, the 3, that's Carter Brown. Row number 2, inside, the 05 out of Tucson, Arizona, that is Clint Holcomb. To his outside, he won the first go-round from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 32 of Clayton Circa. Third row inside, from Laverne, Minnesota, the 4, he was runner-up in round 1. That's Gavin Gregory. And to the outside, from Jackson, Tennessee, the 21 of Allie Young. Clone, heavy, heat race. Number 1 of round 2, and Gregory from the back to the front in the first turn. Gregory got inside everybody, look out. Young to the infield, Circa to the infield, and now Young and Brown are hooked together at the top of turn 4. And I'm not sure, but I believe we'll go back to a complete restart. We show 1 lap complete, but I think that's only the leader. Brown and Young did not cross to complete their first laps. Neither did Circa. So only the front 3 completed lap 1. So let's see if we're going to line them back up on a complete restart, or we're just going to go with 1 lap in the books, and that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with 1 lap down. So Gregory is your leader, who started 6th, took the lead by the time he came out of turn 2, and we're back to green off of 4. Gavin Gregory and Clint Holcomb running 1 and 2. Blake runs 3rd. Brown, who started up front, 4th. Now Brown into 3rd, and here comes Circa. Circa won the first go-round of this heat, trying to work his way back to the front. Gregory was the runner-up in round 1. Here comes Circa into 3rd around Carter Brown. Clayton Circa moving up into 3rd now. Still Gregory and Holcomb. Circa and Brown. Allie Young in that 4 spot, that 5 spot. And then Ryan Blake. It'll be 2 to go this time by. 2 to go for Gavin Gregory. Gregory and Holcomb. Brown and Circa. Young and Blake. White flag coming for Gregory. Gavin Gregory out in front. To the checkers he'll come. Gregory wins round 2. So a 2nd and a 1st for Gregory in his 2 heat races here in Clone. Followed by Holcomb, Brown, and Circa. Circa won the opening round of heats, but will come home fourth here in round 2. That will set us up for the final heat race. And adult clone, KT100, our Yamaha KT100 class coming up next. Fourth and final heat race looks like this. On the pole across Wisconsin, had a good run in round 1. He wound up third in that heat. That's the 16 of Corey Wolf. Alongside of him, he was the runner-up in round 1. That was Conover, North Carolina, the 33. That's Tanner Knipe. Row number 2 on the inside, out of Oelwein, Iowa, the 71 of Russell Benhart. To the outside, he won the opening round. The 2X out of Benton, Iowa, that's Logan Hiller. And then starting in the shot is from La Crosse, Wisconsin, the 26 of Autumn Mueller. Wolf and Knipe. Remember, these two drivers were second and third in the first go round, with Knipe second. Nose to tail, side by side. Off of 4. Green flag's in the air, and Corey Wolf's going to be the early leader. Benhart moves into second. Knipe gets into third. Here comes Benhart for the lead on Wolf. Benhart to the lead. Wolf back to second. Knipe to third. Hiller runs fourth. Hiller, who won the first go-round of this group, trying to get there, now up to third. Wolf, Knipe, and Hiller. Nose to tail. They finished in just the opposite order of the first go-round. Wolf was third. Knipe was second. Hiller won it. Now Hiller runs third with Knipe second, and Wolf is your leader. Corey Wolf out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, in that bright 16 machine, opening up the advantage on Tanner Knipe from Conover, North Carolina. Here comes Hiller. Hiller to the inside. Benhart coming. Knipe pulls back to fourth. Wolf with the advantage. Coming to what will be 2 to go, I believe, this time. Yep, 2 to go for Corey Wolf. Hiller running second. Benhart running third. Knipe runs fourth. White flag for Wolf. Hiller closing the gap. Wolf and Hiller to the checkers. It'll be Corey Wolf home to the checkered flag. Hiller comes home second, followed by Benhart and Knipe. Corey Wolf picking up the final heat race in adult clone. KT100 coming up next. Their second round of heats. Round 1, well, the first heat of this second round starts like this on the pole. From Chesney, South Carolina, the 33 of Evan C. C was second in the first go round. Alongside of him, the 07 SB from Tucson, Arizona, that is Travis Hooper. Row number 2, he had mechanical failure in round 1 out of Tipton, Iowa. The 48, that's Mason Achenbach. To his outside from Des Moines, Iowa, the 4 of Stevie Smith. Back row inside, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 02, Rob Caney. And to the outside, the 6 of Michael Fallsgraf from Cedar Falls, Iowa, the 1X. Starting at the back of the field, he won the opening round out of Des Moines, Iowa, in that Legend chassis number 1. That is Brian Nevins Jr., the longtime Iowa ace. So Nevins, who won the opener, is going to have to run the field down. Achenbach going to come off, so no good luck for Mason Achenbach. Both heat races, he failed to complete a lap. Off the green we go. C leads them down into one. Nevins is quickly up into third. C and Nevins now running 1 and 2. Stevie Smith runs third. Evans C out of South Carolina in that 33 has your advantage. Here comes Nevins Jr. into the race lead. No, caution going to come out. Caution coming out. I believe that's Keeney's 02. Quick note to everybody watching at home, if you lost us for a moment, we have a little weather in the area. We've had a little technical glitch with our internet service, so we hope all is corrected. And yet if not, we'll just kind of continue to muddle through as we have done. This is the first of 2 KT 100 heats. Evan Say out of Chesney, South Carolina is your leader. He started on the pole. Brian Nevins Jr. out of Des Moines started dead last on the field, and he's all the way up to second. Nevins had made the pass, and then the caution came out. Back to green, and Nevins looking again, and he's got him. Stevie Smith looking for that second spot. Good run for Smith here in round 2. They struggled in that first go-round, but Stevie's got the 4 dialed in. Nevins out in front. C runs second. Now here comes Smith. Not enough of a nose. 2 to go. 2 to go this time. Battle is for second. Evan C out of South Carolina. And Stevie Smith out of Des Moines, Iowa to the white flag. 1 to go. Smith to the inside. Got him. Stevie into second. C back to third. Nevins going to sweep his 2 heat races in KT 100. Smith comes home second. C home third. Then Hooper and Paultrout. Second and final of our heat races. We'll start like this in Yamaha KT 100. On the pole from New Bern, Tennessee, it's the 23 of Renee Angel. To the outside from Des Moines, Iowa, the 70, that is Sean Brown. Row 2 inside, the 44, Elko New Market, Minnesota, that's Carter Brown. To the outside from Ocala, Florida, the 37 of Mike Nicosia. Back row, he won the opening heat race. From Evansdale, Iowa, the 10, that is Zach Johnson. And alongside of him, he was the runner-up in the 05 out of Crawfordsville, Indiana. That is Juan Greeno. Greeno turned the fastest lap today in that first round heat with a 12.135. So here we go. Everybody coming out to the warm-up laps to get the motors warm. Only got a couple. Here comes Zach Johnson think we're still waiting on Carter Brown. Brown was a late arrival in the first round of these heat races. Here he comes. Brown will move to the inside of row 2. Trouble for Zach Johnson on the front straightaway. He has stopped. And if he needs a start, he'll have to have one brought out. These motors turn too high a compression for just a pull start like a regular clone motor. So Johnson is off, so he'll take a 6th place finish, or did not start, to go with his win. The rest of the field getting ready to go, and green. And Renee Angel is out quickly to the early advantage. But keep your eye on that yellow 05. Juan Greeno was the quickest of the drivers in that first round. Angel and Brown and Greeno, 1, 2, and 3. A lot of bumping and banging. Greeno to the inside and the race lead. And Brown has come to a stop at the entrance to turn 1 after that contact. And Angel has pulled to the infield. So both Brown and Angel may be headed out of this one after Greeno sent him 3 wide. Brown waving like he needs a start. Which means somebody's going to have to carry that battery-operated starter all the way out to turn 1. Apparently, no. It looked like somebody was coming with a starter, but then they stopped. So he's just going to push it to the infield. So we started with 6, and we're down to 3. And Greeno is going to be charged with the caution. And you can see that Renee Angel is talking with our track officials here, felt that she should have been able to continue, or something should have happened there to Juan Greeno. Greeno has been moved to the back. That moves Sean Brown to the lead. And Brown will lead him off of 4, followed by Mike Nicosia and Juan Greeno. Brown, Nicosia, and Greeno running nose to tail at the front of this second and final Yamaha KT 100 heat race. Last of our regular heat races. Greeno now to the inside on Nicosia. Nicosia way up high, loses all kinds of ground. It's still Brown and Greeno running 1-2. They'll be coming to 2 to go this time by. 2 to go for Sean Brown. Juan Greeno, the fastest car on the track, another 12-1, a 191. White flag coming. Greeno with a 12-2. Brown with a 12-2. Brown trying to hold him off. Can he? Off of 4. The answer is yes. Brown will win it. Greeno come home second. Greeno has turned 2 of the fastest laps here tonight, and he's got nothing to show for it with 2 second-place finishes. Greeno, that time with a 12-234 on his last lap. But his best lap was a 12-191. So, I mean, he's consistently found laps in the 12-1. So practice coming up now, last of our heat races. We're going practicing with the Unlimited All-Stars, both junior and adult. Our junior and Unlimited All-Stars coming up for their second round of practice. They got one round of practice in before we took the air tonight. You'll see them for the first time. And I will tell you that 19, as we mentioned on the broadcast, open of the broadcast tonight, 19 of our 50 United States are represented here tonight. Just for practice. And the folks from the Unlimited All-Stars say this is the largest turnout for an Unlimited All-Stars Grand National event in 20 years. More than 20 years since they've seen a field like this. And the competition, points-wise, is just wicked crazy. There are 7 drivers who are fighting for the championship, coming in all tied for first place. 7 different drivers are tied for first place in the Unlimited All-Stars coming into this weekend's Grand Nationals here at Delaware. So it is going to be quite the weekend. So track preparations are continuing as we get ready for our Unlimited All-Star practice, both junior and adult. There are just 2 junior drivers. There are just 2 junior Unlimited All-Stars. One of them is Carter Brown, and you saw him in his KT 100, that 44. The other one is Jalen McMillan from Claremont, Iowa, in the 19. So Brown and McMillan are your 2 junior Unlimited All-Stars. Tonight, there are 40 adult Unlimited All-Stars who will practice. 2 more sets of practice for them. They'll come in groups of 8 on the Speedway. Tonight, the night before the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand National, and it could be a historic Grand National weekend, one of the largest ever. So we await the arrival of our Unlimited All-Stars for their second round of practice following our track prep, and then we'll go practice. We'll kind of try to keep you updated with time and timing and show you who's fastest so far. Right now, a 12:135 is the fastest lap, and that was in a KT 100. That was not an Unlimited All-Star. That was in our Yamaha KT 100 class in the first round of heat races, turned in by Juan Greeno in that first round of heats. And then he said, well, 12:135 is good, and I can be pretty close, and ran a 12:191 in the second round of heats. So Greeno has certainly been the fastest in the KT 100s tonight. We'll see what comes of his Unlimited All-Star. So as the track is prepped and we get ready for Unlimited All-Stars practice, we'll take a moment, and then we will return with more of tonight's coverage on MBTV Sports. This is the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals the night before from Delaware Speedway.
When you push your engine to the limit, on the track, the farm, or the highway, Only one name delivers unmatched protection. Schaefer's specialized lubricants. With over 180 years of proven performance, professionals don't guess. They trust Schaefer's. And in our region, there's one guy who makes it happen. William Denzer. Racers, farmers, fleets. They all call William because he's reliable, knowledgeable, and gets results. So support the brands and people who support racing. Call William today, 651-253-0999, or email denzer.schaefer.sales@gmail.com. Schaefer's, trusted since 1839. Power in every drop.
Painful steps shouldn't be part of your daily routine. At Foot and Ankle Clinics, PA, we specialize in diagnosing and treating a wide range of foot and ankle conditions, from heel pain and bunions to diabetic foot care and sports injuries. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jeff Pellercells and Dr. Russell John Hill, bring decades of experience and a compassionate approach to every patient. At our clinic, we are dedicated to serving the community with the highest level of care. Your well-being is our top priority. Serving the communities of Woodbury, West St. Paul, and Edina, we're committed to providing personalized care tailored to your needs. Don't let foot or ankle pain hold you back. Visit footandankleclinics.com to schedule your appointment today.
Yeah, Butler-Built has been a supporter of mine for a long time. I've always run Butler-Built seats ever I got into 410 sprint car racing, and I feel like they have the nicest aluminum seats out there. The craftsmanship, the welding on it is top-notch, and now they're pouring my inserts and have the gravel cut seat and gives you a lot of clearance for your hybrid or your Hans, and I feel like, there's no better seat out there. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of feedback, right? These guys do it every day, so as me as a sprint car driver specifically, every form of dirt racing, the seats are built different, and guys like us, drivers are wearing holes in their hybrids because they're rubbing on the seats, and felt like there was a need for a little bit of a new design and a new generation of the sprint car advantage seat. So, yeah, it's been a fun ride and hope to continue the relationship for a long time.
Freight.
We welcome everybody back into the night before the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals here at Delaware Speedway in Delaware, Iowa. If you have been with us throughout the course of the evening, we have had some technical issues. We anticipated a little bit of weather so far, knock it on wood as we speak, where we have not had any of said weather, and we're hoping that it sort of skirts around us and we don't have to worry about that. So far, so good. But if you were watching and lost the stream and missed it, and you were like, well, what happened? It'll all be available. It was all recorded. We have the whole thing. You didn't miss a single thing. You just missed it live. You'll be able to see the whole rebroadcast when you get up and going tomorrow as we get ready to prepare for tomorrow's full day of racing activity here. The actual Unlimited All-Stars Grand National final set for tomorrow, and this, as we have been mentioning all night, is what they are calling the largest Unlimited All-Stars Grand National field in more than 2 decades. So we are looking for quite a show tomorrow. We have mentioned that there are over 19 states here, so we're looking forward to a lot of great racing action here tomorrow, and yet we still have all of our championship main events in our 5 support classes tonight. All right, motors are starting to come to life on the grid, and these would be our junior this will be, I believe, our junior Unlimited All-Stars. The 8 of Carter Brown and the 19 belongs to Jayla McCallan. So McCallan and Brown McCallum, the only one with her transponder on. And so her best lap was on her last lap at 13:5.99. Goes sub 13 this time with a 12:960. These two are junior unlimited all-stars. And we will say that Carter Brown, when I checked the points earlier today, is the current points leader in the junior unlimited all-stars. Looking to capture the Grand National, and it looks like Carter might have gotten that thing sorted out and running right with Jayla McCallum. 2 to go. And Brown, oh, and they both double spin down in turns 1 and 2. Everybody gets it going, and back under power. McCallum with a 12.5, her best lap. No times for Carter Brown. Obviously, he does not have his transponder on. And McCallum spins it up by the fence in front of the grid exit. Checkered waves, and Carter Brown heads. And Jayla McCallum will join. And we will bring out the adults of the Unlimited All-Stars in groups of 8. So the Unlimited All-Stars will take to the Speedway for their second round of practice. Not everybody will have their transponder on, so we'll give you what times we can from drivers who do have. Lap 1 at Daniel Watkins with a 12.673. Travis Hooper now with a 12.308. In that 07 SB. Now Ed Villette with a 12.237. Hooper again with a 133. Hooper with a fast, now Villette with the fastest lap of the day, an 0.42. Ed Villette with an 0.42. Now Logan Wright with an 0.37. Logan Wright in that 0.7 with a 12.037. Wow. The boys are not playing. The boys and girls are wheeling and dealing. The fastest 2 laps tonight so far. Logan Wright with a 12.037 and Ed Villette with a 12.042. Travis Hooper with a 12.133 and Daniel Watkins with a 12.231. So the field flirting with that sub 12 second time barrier. Right off the speedway to the infield, and we're back to green. This is just practice. Qualifying and racing for these drivers is tomorrow. Nobody's been able to crack that top spot that Logan Wright posted a couple of laps ago. Wright, Villette, Hooper, Watkins Scott Packard, 5th quick in that 3P with a 12.265. White flag one more time around. And the checkers will wave. Packard with the best of the last lap on his final pass with a 12.147. Right now that would be 4th. 12.037 for Logan Wright. A 12.042 for Ed Villette. A 12.133 for Travis Hooper. And a 12.147 for Scott Packard. James King was 5th quick with a 12.230. Second group of our unlimited All-Stars to the Speedway for practice. And we got a slow one on the back straightaway. Group number 2, working the Speedway. Cameron Childs is 4th quick overall with a 1:38 here in practice. Ben Taft now to the pole with a 12.026. Taft with a fast qualify time. And now a sub 12. Taft at 11.913. Van Taft in the 6C3. Kelsey Pierce in her 12P with a 12.004. That's the second fastest lap turned in. Childs now 3rd at 12.019. Now Kelsey Pierce, quickest overall in that number 12 with an 11.723. Pierce with an 11.723. Here comes the third group for practice. Right now, Kelsey Pierce at 11.723 is the time to beat. Followed by Ben Taft, Cameron Childs, Logan Wright, and Ed Villette. Dustin Bauer, second quick at 11.911. Trouble for Jackson Foe in that 75. Jason Foe in that 75, but Dustin Bauer on his second pass ran an 11:9:11. So he's already second quick. And we'll wind him back up. Bauer in that orange 55 with the black tiger stripes. Daniel Gill with an 11:8:35. Grant Hiller with an 11:8:89. Gill goes quicker again at 11:8:18. Nick Cummins now third quick at 11:8:34. Gill, Cummins. Now Grant Hiller third at 8:29. Hiller now to second with a 7:75. Final pass for Hiller at 11.775. He is currently the second fastest in practice. Kelsey Peace at 11.723. Nick Cummins at 7.89. Then Daniel Gill at 8.18. And Destin Bauer at 9.11. Here comes the next group. Field will wind up and we're off and practicing again. Peace, Hiller, Cummins, Gill, and Bauer, your top five. Doug Perry into fifth with an 8.83. Doug Perry with the fifth fastest time in that 21P. Perry now second with a 7.28. He's 5/1000ths of a second off the quick time. Perry no quicker at 7.28. Peace with a 7.23. Perry with a 7.28. Hiller with a 7.75. Allie Young with a 9.80. She's 8. Two to go in this practice group. Perry unable to improve on that 7.28. Final pass coming. Corey Hostler Jr. into sixth with an 8.90. Doug Perry second quick overall with a 7.28. Kelsey Peace still fastest with a 7.23. These are all 11-second laps. The top 9 drivers have posted times under 11 seconds. under 12 seconds. So here comes our next group. Going green. Stanley Carolyn, the 11th fastest time with a 0.25, 12.025. He's 11. And quickest of this group, now Carolyn to 9th with a 9.67. That 1C of Stanley Carolyn, still 9th with that 9.67. Now Carolyn to 4th with a 7.86. Stanley Carolyn in that 1C to 3rd with a 7.59. Final 2 passes coming. Carolyn, no better that time. Got off of 4, Carolyn. Nope, still that 7.59. Final pass coming, and Stanley Carolyn will settle for the 3rd fastest time in practice with a 7.59. Still Kelsey Peace and Doug Perry. Now Stanley Carolyn, Grant Hiller, and Nick Cummins. The top 10 drivers have posted sub-12 second laps. The fastest is Kelsey Peace at 11.723. Next group going to work on the Speedway. You've got to be under 12 to be in the top 10. And now we'll wind them up and start the stopwatch. Let's see how anybody, if anybody can find something faster. Gavin Gregory is 3rd on lap 1 at 7:30. Gregory with a 6:09. Gavin Gregory to 11.609. Gavin Gregory with a 4:43 now. Gregory flirting with 10-second laps. Two to go for Gregory. And an 11.443. Final pass is coming. Gregory to the checkers. And 11.443 for Gavin Gregory. Here comes our next group. Right now, Gavin Gregory, the quickest, at 11:4:43. Kelsey Peace at 11:7:23. Then Doug Perry at 11:7:28. Stanley Caroline at 11:7:59. And Grant Hiller at 11:7:75. Top 13 drivers are all under 12 seconds here in practice tonight. Can you imagine with the tire prep and the work that they'll put in tomorrow? I got a feeling we could see something under 11. We got the fastest time so far tonight has been an 11:4:43. So that'll wrap up this second session of Unlimited All-Star and Junior Unlimited All-Star practice. Up next will be our championship.
Okay, Delaware Speedway, thank you so much. We are going to take a 10-minute intermission, and then we are going to start our features. I do have a few announcements to make. Reminder, MBTV Sports is broadcasting live. Check it out. Tell your friends, family who can't make it. The race is live. ANS Mobile Photography is here, taking our photos. We also have Scott Gold Memorial shirts and tumblers if you see evidence at pit 13 and 12. Tomorrow, there's a reminder that there will be the coffee truck, Thirsty Go, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. The Hangry Hobo will be here at 2:30, and the Hangrier Hobo will also be here at 5 p.m. We will have our concessions during the day tomorrow. Tonight, however, that is limited to chips, drinks, and candy. And also, last chance to get your 50/50 raffle. Last chance. Remember, it's $1 a ticket, $3 for 5 tickets. 5 minutes and we're pulling the winner. I hope it's me.
If you are hungry or what? If you need cheese or
So practice is finished, the second round of practice for our Unlimited All-Stars, both adult and junior, and all of our heat races are complete. We are in a bit of a little bit of a shower we're working on right now. It's nothing really heavy. I don't think we're going to have any kind of issues. We're just waiting for the showers to move away, and then we will resume. What's left on our broadcast schedule for tonight is our championship main events in Junior 1, Arbox, BP Wing, Adult Clone, and a Yamaha KT 100. Then there is a third round of practice for our Unlimited All-Stars, both junior and adult. scheduled for after the main event. So there will be one more round of practice for the Unlimited All-Stars, both the junior and the adult Unlimited All-Stars, after the championship main events. And our night before finals are coming up here in a few minutes. So we're going to kind of hold for a minute and let the weather see what it's going to do. Maybe 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. It's really just a light sprinkle coming down, and we're just going to wait the weather out a minute, and then we will resume our championship broadcasts on the night before here at the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals here at Delaware Speedway in Delaware, Iowa.
Freight is the backbone of the country, and as long as people need goods, they're going to need somebody to get it to them. My name is Matt Bohl with QualityFreightRate.com, powered by T-Force Worldwide. We provide LTL, truckload, and expedited freight services across this country. If your freight weighs over 120 pounds going over 120 miles, that's where my shipping rates kick in. We help companies ship easier for less. With our system, our customers are able to quote and book shipments with ease 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having trouble with damages, lost freight, claims of any sort, we can help you with our experience, solve the problem, tell you why it's happening and what you should do to prevent it in the future. Me and my team have been together for over 20 years. We know this industry. We can help all size business, big or small. We love them all, but we have a special spot for small business. Small businesses are pillars in the community. Low rates are critical for a small business because the margins are generally pretty small. They need to have competitive rates. They can't be getting gouged or they lose the sale. Freight is simple. People make it difficult. We work as consultants in the industry, so it doesn't matter what your problem is, we'll solve it. We educate the customers, we solve problems, and we lower their shipping rates. And that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years.
Kevco has been an industry leader in high-performance oil pans and components for over 35 years. Made in Fairmont, Minnesota, Kevco prides itself on being American-made. Kevco has expanded our product line way beyond just oil pans to valve covers, breather systems, jack stands, boilers, wheel sockets, and much, much more. Check out KevcoRacing.com to see everything we have to offer, including our line of street, off-road, and performance oil pans and accessories. Or call 800-770-3557 to talk with our friendly customer service today.
My name is John O'Connor. I'm a snowboarder for life and a business owner in Windham, New York. We run a restaurant and inn here. This is our backyard. Having a backyard park is really special because being able to snowboard at home and not have to get in the car, go to a resort, wait in a line, is your own creative space to do whatever you want, however you want. You're in your element. You're right at home, and it's a really good feeling when you can tune into the space around you with you and your friends and just make something special of it. The Tow Pro has helped my vision come to life with where I would like to take the backyard setup, and without it, it wouldn't be the same. It's the most easy to use, compact, portable, reliable rope tow that you can buy. It's the best thing that I own as far as what gives me happiness in life. Without it, it's not the same when you're hiking. To be able to keep riding and feel like you're snowboarding, that's what it's all about. And the Tow Pro has made that happen.
My two passions in life is racing and selling good high-end meat. So my grandfather came here from Germany back in the late 20s. He decided to open his own shop in 1951. He had all the recipes, he had all the talent. His father was a meat guy. His father's father was a butcher. They weren't football players, basketball players. They were in the meat business. And that's our family. That's what we're good at. Old World Meats was derived from Frank's Meats. That was my grandfather's name. I know the quality of my beef is the best because I've purchased it directly from the ranchers that certified Angus beef. We know what our beef is continuously and it's very consistent. So we're located up here in Duluth on beautiful Lake Superior, just a stone throw off of Highway 61. I've lived here my whole life and it's where I wanted to raise my family. To be successful, you need to have a talent. And I knew I was going to be in the meat business. I can taste spices, I can pick out flavors, where they need to come in, where they need to stop. So knowing your strengths are important and knowing where you came from. We have a hot snack stick that's got actually 8 different spices of heat in that, and it layers the flavors in the heat. That's what makes the difference with our product. The most exciting part was becoming coast to coast with the Old World Meats snack sticks. My neighbor stopped me on the street and said, "Paul, I was just down in Georgia and this gas station had your product." It was one of the highlights of the year. I don't know of a state at this point that we haven't had product in. Being in business in a small town really puts things into perspective. It's the little things for me to be appreciated and respected. So this whole operation here doesn't have to be the biggest, but it needs to have passion. And today, I'm changing lives of people that work with me. My guys are learning lifelong skills and values. That's the good stuff. Let's make the world a better place. Let's have a good time at it.
In the early 2000s, a monster was created known today as the Outlaw Mini Mod Series. The chassis was dubbed as the Batwing chassis, and the rest is history. Today, the Outlaw Mini Mod Series travels across the Midwest in a plethora of tracks, showcasing the incredible raw speed and talent these cars possess. With the spec jig-built chassis and all the parts same from car to car, it puts racing back into the driver's hands. Finishing first or fifth comes down to setup and driver skill, not just their pocketbook. These spec race cars turn faster laps than most big cars they share the track with most nights. Visit Batwing Chassis on Facebook or batwingchassis.com to learn more about these bad, fast race cars. Batwing Chassis, where fast, affordable fun is the driving force behind one of the fastest growing classes in the Midwest. Join the fun today.
With over 150 trucks to choose from, Southwest Chevrolet GMC is Wisconsin's truck headquarters. We have 2 of the best brands on the planet, Chevrolet and GMC, Silverados and Sierras, Trail Bosses, AT4s, ZR2s, and Denali's. In stock and ready to take home today. New Chevys and GMCs only 30 minutes from Rice Lake and 20 minutes from Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls. Southwest Chevrolet, GMC, and Bloomer, where you always get your money's worth.
Peterson up top. There goes Peterson. Peterson goes in at number 2 spot. Ice stays one in. Two to go. Adams up to the wall. Off again and down the front straightaway with 2 to go. Oh man, I'll tell you, hang on.
Every great journey begins with a trusted guide. And when it comes to finding your perfect home, there's no one better than Kathy Vetter. With over 10 years of experience and a passion for real estate, Kathy Vetter helps you find the perfect home, a peaceful country retreat, a cozy single-family house, or your very first step toward a lifetime home. She also specializes in commercial real estate, guiding you through every step of the way. From the heart of the metro to the scenic countryside, Kathy Vetter knows the Minnesota market inside and out, committed to finding the perfect fit for you, no matter where you are. Buying your first home can feel overwhelming, but with Vetter by your side, it's a smooth and exciting journey. She makes first-time buyers feel confident, supported, and understood every single step of the way. From your first showing to handing over the keys, Kathy Vetter works tirelessly to ensure you get the home you've always wanted. Kathy Vetter, your trusted real estate expert across Minnesota. From vibrant metro living to serene countryside escapes to agricultural and commercial spaces. Let her help you unlock the door to your next chapter.
With over 40 years of experience producing quality racing components, we're excited to unveil the Kevco Drive Shaft. Our Kevco Drive Shafts are 100% made in the USA from USA-sourced materials. We have developed our drive shafts using precision machine yokes that offer more clearance with higher strength than any other shaft on the market. Our yokes are then zinc-plated black for long-lasting protection. All our drive shafts are meticulously hand-built and balanced on our brand-new superior Driveline Shaft Master drive shaft machine. Every carbon fiber Kevco drive shaft comes loaded with Spicer 1310, solid-body, non-greasable universal joints for superior strength. We offer U-joints, U-bolts, slip yokes, and anything you may need for your drive shaft. Kevco has the ability to custom build any length drive shaft for any application you may need, whether it be mild steel, chromoly, aluminum, or carbon fiber. Call us today at 800-770-3557 or check us out on the web at kevcoracing.com.
When you've got to ship it from anywhere to anywhere,
QualityFreightRate.com.
The LTL Freight Logistics Specialist for your small business.
QualityFreightRate.com.
We simplify shipping, eliminate those surprise charges, and negotiate the best rates from most LTL qualified carriers.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Special residential and liftgate rates available for automotive and ag implements.
QualityFreightRate.com.
Use the promo code ICE and get 10% off your first shipment. Startup is so easy. Get a quote and ship today. QualityFreightRate.com.
Ready to make a splash this summer? Grab your friends and head to River's Edge on the scenic Apple River. Whether you're looking to float the day away, camp under the stars, or catch live music and weekend events, River's Edge has everything you need for an unforgettable time. Book your tube, campsite, or party package now. River's Edge on the Apple River. Your summer starts here.
That's the way I pronounce it, Wausau, Wisconsin. Isn't that how you pronounce it? Welcome everybody back to the 2025 night before the Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals here at Delaware Speedway. The little shower has now moved out of our area. It was just barely even a dust settler. Just put dirt spots on everybody's cars, so no big deal. We are going to adjust the feature lineup. It will not go as it went in the heat races. We'll run the wing carts first with treaded tires. So here comes our Arbox wing final. On the pole from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, that's the 85 of Thatcher Nelson. And on the outside is Mac Crimmins in that 25C. So it's Nelson and Crimmins in Arbox. And we're off and running green. Nelson won both the heat races between these two. The second one was a little more interesting than the first because Crimmins got out to the early advantage and led for about half of that race, and then Nelson tried to make a little bit of a bump and run kind of a move and got roll black flagged for it, and then decided, oh, forget it, and he just drove away off to the outside and was able to win both. And now he's comfortably out and running here in this heat race. Thatcher Nelson continues to hold the advantage, looking for the sweep here in Arbox. He won the 2 heat races and now has a comfortable advantage here in the main event. Nelson continues. Cross flags will be coming here halfway home to 12. On our way to 12. And now Nelson spins into the infield. Gets himself going again. Crimmins slowing down, thinking there was going to be a yellow, and Nelson comes right back around him. I think Crimmins thought there was going to be a caution after Nelson went into the infield, but there wasn't. Nelson just pulled the loop, came back around, and jumped right back on the throttle. BP wing final coming up next as we move the wing carts with the treaded tires to the front, just in case the moisture on the Speedway. We did get a few drops. All right, looks like we're coming to 2 to go this time, and Thatcher Nelson is a couple of laps away from a sweep in our box. 2 to go. Two to go. Off of 4, white flag in the air. White flag for Thatcher Nelson. Final pass coming off of 4. Nelson to the checkers and the win at Arbox. Thatcher Nelson out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin is your winner on the night before the UAS Grand Nationals here at Delaware Speedway. Up next will be our BP Wing final, and it will start like this. On the pole, he won a heat and was second in the other from Des Moines, Iowa, the 22 of Carson Sanders. Alongside of him, he won a heat and was second in the other from Rummels, Iowa, the 79 of Dax Housley. Row number 2 on the inside, won a heat and was second in the other from Newton, Iowa, the 7 of Camden Gasper. And alongside of him, from Paosta, Iowa, the P7 of Quentin Pollard. Row number 3 inside, Farley, Iowa, the 52 of Logan Simon. To the outside, from Denver, Iowa, the 72 of William White. Row number 4 inside, Marion, Iowa, the 3D, that's Riker Van D. To the outside, from Claremont, Iowa, the 35, that's Remington McAllen. And starting shotgun of the field, 54B from Marion, Iowa, that is Briar Van D. Sanders, Housley to the inside on Sanders. Gasper running third. Sanders now back to the lead. Housley coming. Back and forth we go. Housley and Sanders. Gasper looking to get in the mix. Can't get there yet. Still on the inside. No, Sanders able to fight him off. Now Gasper does get through. Gasper and Sanders wheel to wheel with Simons. Dax Housley all alone out in front with a half a straightaway or more on Gasper, then Simons and Sanders. Dax Housley in that 79. Camden Gasper runs second. Battle is for third. Logan Simon in the 52 and Carson Sanders in that 22. Housley now starting to come up on the back of the field. That would be one of the Vanderzees. They'll pull to the inside and out of the event. Housley all alone out in front with a sizable advantage on Gasper. The battle still rages for third, nose to tail, between Logan Simon in that 52 and Carson Sanders in the 22. Sanders coming to the inside. Halfway home for Housley this time. 10 down, 10 to go for Housley. Sanders now has gotten around Simon into third. Housley working through Vanderzee. Van D goes a lap down. Gasper now trying to get by him. Next up would be McAllen for Housley. Then Pollard and White. Housley gets around McAllen. Contact, look out, White goes around. White gets it going, but the caution comes down. That'll actually save a couple of drivers who had gone a lap down, but they'll get their lap back by going back to the last completed scab. The last completed lap will put Van Zee and McAllen. Pollard looks like he's going to be charged with a caution. Nose to tail. Let's see if this makes a difference. Housley had gotten away from Gasper, and it wasn't close. Now they're nose to tail at the front. Simons is going to get his spot back because Sanders made the pass on the lap in which the yellow occurred, I believe. I believe that's what they're trying to do. Sanders, Simon, okay. Then Van D. No, then White. White was the cart that spun, and Pollard was tagged with the caution. So Pollard to the back. White gets his spot back. Nose to tail. Housley has been your leader from the get-go. He and Sanders back and forth. Then Housley got away. Gasper started at the front, worked his way back into the mix. So now let's see if anybody's got anything for Dax Housley and that 79. Housley and Gasper, look out, White to the end, no, Simon. Simon in the 52, loops it around, he keeps it going, we stay green. Oh, look out, McAllen looping it around in 4. In front of Simon, and the caution's coming out, I believe. Nope, we're still green. No, the caution is coming out. The caution is coming out. Housley out in front of Gasper. Housley, Gasper, Sanders, White, Pollard, Van D, Simon, and McAllen. Sanders looking for a move on Gasper for second. Here comes Carson. Sanders into the 2 spot. Sanders around Gasper. Gasper right back. Housley opening up the lead. Sanders and Gasper. And now the caution has come out again. McAllen and Simon are hooked together. Sanders made the move that got him into second, but then he had to give that up when the caution came out after McAllen got hooked with Simon. The front bumper on the 35 got up over that tail cone and that bar that stands straight up at the back of these carts and just hooked. They couldn't get apart and came to a stop. So now we'll go back to green. Housley the leader, Gasper, Sanders, and Pollard your front 4 with White running 5th. White now to the inside on Pollard, into 4th. Here comes Sanders again. Sanders and Gasper. Gasper able to power by him on the outside out of 4. Housley in that 79. Gasper, Sanders, White, and Simon. Simon's now all the way back up into 4th. Logan Simon in front of White and Pollard. Then McAllen and Van D. Dax Housley out of Rummels, Iowa. Out in front. Coming to what will be 2 to go this time. 2 to go. Housley coming to the white flag. 1 to go for Dax Housley. Gasper runs 2nd. Sanders 3rd. Simon's 4th. Down the back straightaway through 3 off of 4. Your BP winner is Dax Housley. Housley wins BP Wing on the night before here at the UAS Grand Nationals. Dax Housley in the 79 holds off Camden Gasper, Carson Sanders, Logan Simon, and William White, your top 5. Junior 1 should be coming up next. As we finish up with the wing carts, our Junior 1 final should be up next, and it will start like this on the pole, and it'll take a minute because he'll have to get out of that wing cart, the 52, and get into his flat cart. On the pole from Farley, Iowa, the 52, that's Logan Simon. To his outside, from Arlington, Minnesota, the 17 of Jackson Lotsky. Both drivers won heat races. Simon won the first round. Lotsky won the second. Back row on the inside from Holman, Wisconsin, the 60. That's Leona Wolf. And alongside of Wolf is the 16C. That is Callie Crimmins. Simon, Lotsky, Wolf, and Crimmins for carts. 12 laps. The delay before we begin is waiting for Logan Simon. Simon had to climb out of his BP wing, that number 52, and get into his Junior 1 flat cart, his clone cart, the 52. So, and it is not an easy task to get out of those wing carts. With the full seat restraints and all. Drivers and crews enjoying tonight's racing action on the night before the 2025 UAS Grand Nationals are also being treated to our good friends Scott and Melissa from A&S Mobile Photography, the local photographers here at Delaware Speedway. They're on hand and shooting all kinds of racing shots, practice things, all of that's available. So our thanks to Scott and the crew at A&S Mobile Photography for joining us tonight. And their photos will be available. Crews will have a chance to find out, get some information from them. All right, here we go. Junior 1 final. Simon and Lotsky, Wolf and Crimmins, the two drivers up front, split the two heat races. Simon won the opener. Lotsky won the second. We're green, and we're off and running nose to tail. Simon has opened up the advantage quickly. Lotsky way up high. Lost a lot of ground there. That cart started to kind of slide on him a little bit coming out of turn number 2. Simon opening the advantage. Here comes Lotsky way up high, trying to pull up alongside of Crimmins. Now he'll dive down on the inside and get inside of Crimmins into second, but Simon is a full straightaway ahead. Crimmins around, gets it turned, loops it, keeps it going. We stay caution free. Simon coming up on Leona Wolf, and then Callie Crimmins. Simon to the inside of Wolf, clears her cleanly. Lotsky trying to work his way through lap traffic. Simon all by himself out front. Halfway home here. Simon. No, they're way past half. Simon working to 5 to go. This time by. One more time by for Simons. He'll come to the 5 to go mark here. Lotsky unable to even gain in at all. Simon and Lotsky running 1 and 2. Wolf runs third. Crimmins has taken the 16C off the Speedway and will settle for a 4th. Simon looking to put Wolf down 2 and does. Leona down 2 laps now. Lotsky running second is 3.2 seconds behind. Lotsky now to put Wolf down 2 as they come to the white flag. White flag coming here. 1 to go for Logan Simon, who's going to win this one by a mile. Lotsky and then Wolf. Simon to the checkers. And the win in Junior 1 with Lotsky home second and Wolf home third. Yamaha KT 100 main event, I believe, coming up next, and then our adult clone. Although maybe we're going the other way around. Our adult clone finals should be up next, and this is how the field will start for 15 laps. On the pole from Laverne, Minnesota, it's the 4 of Gavin Gregory, who is outside from Benton, Iowa. The 2X, that's Logan Hiller. Row 2 inside La Crosse, Wisconsin, the 16 of Corey Wolf. Outside Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 32 of Clayton Circa. Row 3 on the inside from Tucson, Arizona, the 05 of Clint Holcomb. To the outside from Conover, North Carolina, the 33 of Tanner Knipe. Row 4 inside from Olwine, Iowa, the 71 of Russell Benhart. Outside from Elko, New Market, Minnesota, the 3 of Carter Brown. Row 5 on the inside from Jackson, Tennessee, the 21 of Allie Young. To the outside from La Crosse, Wisconsin, the 26 of Autumn Mueller. And starting shotgun of the field from Moscow, Iowa, the 58, that is Ryan Blake. Clone heavy final. 15 laps the distance. Gregory Hiller, Wolf, and Circa. Holcomb and Knipe. Barnhart and Brown, Blake and Mueller. No Allie Young in that 21. I do not see the driver from Tennessee. There is still a cart sitting on the grid. Maybe we're, no, I don't think we're waiting, but everybody but Young has taken the Speedway, so we'll make sure that all right, the field's going to get the one to go this time. So here we go, 15 laps of green flag racing. Gregory and Hiller on the front row. Wolf and Circa, Holcomb and Knipe, Benhart and Brown, Mueller and Blake. Ten drivers, 15 laps, and we are green. Gregory gets the advantage. Gregory with a quick start. Wolf into second, Holcomb to third. Circa now inside on Holcomb to third. Benhart and Brown. Here top 6. Hiller got slid all the way back to 7th from that outside front row. Here comes Holcomb now. Inside on Circa into 3rd. Brown coming. Carter Brown and Benhart both get through. Circa gets all the way back to 8th. Gregory, your leader. Corey Wolf. Clint Holcomb. It's not the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe, but it's Wisconsin against Minnesota at the front. And now Carter Brown has moved into 3rd. Holcomb back to 4th. The young man out of Elko, New Market, Minnesota on the move in that 3. Trying to get in the hunt. Holcomb runs forward. Benhart in the 5 spot. And then Hiller. Wolf within a cart length of Gregory at the front. Brown 3 carts back and closing. Brown now 2 cart lengths back and still closing to within 1 cart length. Brown on the bumper of Wolf now. It's nose to tail of the prawn. Wolf, Brown, and Gregory. Contact, Brown, Wolf around, look out. Everybody gets through. Caution coming out. Corey Wolf. I'm going to have to look at the replay like everybody else, but I think Wolf got a lot of help from Carter Brown. Let's see if that's how our local track officials sorted it out. Brown staying right up there, and Wolf has pulled back up saying, listen, you dumped me. I didn't have the line. Brown moving back into third now, but if the caution is on Brown, he can't stay in third. He'll have to move at the back. It is. So there's the universal symbol for you to the tail. It's a tap of the flag stick to your hind end, and Carter Brown is going tail end. Yep, there it is. A little shake of the head to say, nope, I don't think that's right, but Brown did not have enough of the line, I don't believe, to take advantage of that spot. And so he'll go to the back. That's an incredibly fast car. No, and we still got 12 to go. So the field will go green next time by. 8 laps are down. 12 laps remain. Gavin Gregory has been your leader from the get-go with Corey Wolf. And now you've got Benhart, Hiller, and Knape with Circa your top 6. And we're going green. Knape and Circa wash way up. Blake gets inside both of them. Now Benhart gets inside, and Hiller comes inside on Wolf. Caution coming out. Conover, North Carolina's Tanner Knape at the top of the Speedway in turn 2 is facing the wrong way. So no laps complete. We still have 8 laps down and 12 laps to go, and Knape is going to need the recovery vehicle. And then he says, no, I don't, and he drives away. So Knape apparently okay to continue. Tanner Knape out of Conover, North Carolina. This is a truly all-American event. Going to move Wolf back into the second spot. Remember, he gave up that or lost that spot on the restart when Benhart got inside him. Knape to the tail. Field is good. Still 8 laps down and 12 laps to go as they come to the roll green, I believe. Nope, the yellow is still out. Now we will go roll green. Nope. Carter Brown to the back. Going, wait a minute, how come I'm still at the back? Carter, we didn't complete a lap. That's the reason. So Brown's still at the tail. He was the cause of the previous caution. We never got the start going. We're still 8 laps down and 12 laps to go. Knape and Brown. Okay, now we're going to switch because Knape brought out the last caution. And the field is good to go, 1 to go next time. So the field will get the 1 to go this time. Gavin Gregory has been your race leader from the get-go. Corey Wolf and then Benhart and Hiller, your top 5. Circa is now 5th with Holcomb in the 6th spot. Nose to tail, Benhart to the inside again on Wolf. Wolf trying to get back down, ain't a hole there. Corey still on the outside, and he's going to drop all the way back by Knipe. Gregory, what'll be halfway home this time. It'll be 10 down and 10 to go for Gavin Gregory. Benhart, Russell Benhart running second. Then it's Logan Hiller, and the caution has come out again. Knipe at the top of the Speedway again in that 33. And this time, Blake, I think, is the other cart that's up there. Yes, it is. It's Ryan Blake and Tanner Knipe. So not a great start to the UAS Grand Nationals for the young man from Conover, North Carolina. Ran well in the heat race, but 2 cautions now here in the main event. Although this one probably was not his fault, but that cart will not be able to continue, and they'll push it to the infield. And he'll need a cart stand or the recovery vehicle. The end. Field checking the lineup. Everything is good. Gregory, Benhart, Hiller, Holcomb, and Brown, your top 5 now. Circa, Wolf, Mueller, and Blake as we go back to green. Gregory, Reinhardt, and Hiller. Couple of cart lengths, and then it's Holcomb and Brown in the battle for 5th. 4th and 5th. Brown now back inside on Holcomb. They come out of turn 2. Carter sets sail, trying to catch that lead pack. Here comes Hiller, inside on Benhart. Logan Hiller into 2nd. Gregory opens up 3 cart lengths with the pass by Hiller. Gregory, Hiller. Brown is now up into 3rd. Benhart runs 4th, Holcomb 5th. Wolf is now back into the mix. Here comes Corey running 6th. Was 2nd for quite a while in this one. Then got shoveled out after that restart. 5 to go for Gavin Gregory. 15 down and 5 to go. Gregory trying to go wire to wire. Has Hiller and Brown. Wolf now moving into the top 5. Around Reinhardt. Around Reinhardt. Gregory, Hiller, and Brown. It'll be 2 to go this time. 2 laps remain. 2 to go. Gregory, Hiller, and Brown. Holcomb and Wolf. Brown looking inside on Hiller. Not enough of a nose. Still stuck it in there. White flag for Gregory. Gregory down the back straightaway. Final time through 3, off of 4. Checkers wave. Gavin Gregory, your winner in an old clone. Hiller, Brown, Holcomb, and Wolf, your top 5.
Somebody is missing a K1 TR1 glove. It's black and red. I'm hanging on to it. Somebody brought it up to me. So somebody is missing their left glove.
KT100, our Yamaha KT100 final coming up next. This will be 12 laps, and this is how they will start. So here comes our Yamaha KT100 final. This will be 12 laps the distance, and the lineup will start like this. On the pole from Des Moines, Iowa, the Iowa ace of Brian Nevins Jr. To his outside from Ocala, Florida, he is one of 7 drivers tied for the top spot in the Unlimited All-Stars national standings. The 37, that is Mike Nicosia. Starting in row 2 on the inside from Chesney, South Carolina, the 33 of Evan C. To the outside from Crawfordsville, Indiana, the 05 of Juan Greeno. Row number 3 on the inside, Evansdale, Iowa, the 10, that's Zach Johnson. The outside from Elko, New Market, Minnesota, the 44, that is Carter Brown. Row number 4 from Des Moines, Iowa, on the inside, the 70, that is Sean Brown. To the outside from Cedar Falls, Iowa, the 1X, that's Michael Falsgraf. Row number 5, inside, Des Moines, Iowa, the 4, that's Stevie Smith. To the outside, the 07 SB from Tucson, Arizona, that is Travis Hooper. And row number 6, on the inside, from New Bern, Tennessee, the 23 of Renee Angel. To the outside, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the 02, that is Rob Keeney. And starting shotgun on the field in the 13th starting spot, the 7th row, the 48 out of Tipton, Iowa, that is Mason Achenbach. Nevins Jr. and Nicosia, C. and Greeno, Johnson and Brown, Brown and Falsgraf, Smith and Hooper, Angel and Keeney, and Achenbach. 13 drivers for 12 laps, Yamaha KT100. So our Yamaha KT100 final coming up. 12 laps. 13 drivers for 12 laps, and here they come to warm up. A mix of wedge and flat cart bodies. Got a slow roller on the top, headed down into turn 1. That I believe is Travis Hooper in that 07 SB. Whatever the trouble Mason Achenbach had in both heat races, he did not complete a lap. Looks like he's good to go tonight, although we do have one pulling off. or pulling up to the top, back to the starting grid. I believe that's Rob Keeney's 02 that has gone back to the starting grid for assistance from his crew. Field will get lined up side by side, and here we go. Brian Evans Jr. and Mike Nicosia. So a single, the roll green flag means we go racing next time by Nevins and Nicosia. Off we go, running green, green, green. Nevins quickly out to the advantage on Nicosia. Evans C. Zach Johnson. Nevins won both his, and the caution coming out. That is Greeno up high off of turn number 4. Juan Greeno looks like he's going to need a... Greeno rolls to the infield. Looks like he may be out of that 05 and out of this event. So Greeno will push the 05 to the infield, and he is out after just one lap. We had completed one lap. So single file, and here we go. One down. Nevins Jr. and Nicosia. Say and Johnson. And then Brown. Your top 5. And Stevie Smith already up to 6th. Nevins quickly jumps out to the advantage on Nicosia. Say to the inside on Nicosia. Into second spot for Evans C. C, Nicosia, and Johnson. Here comes Zach looking for that third spot. Nevins driving away at the front of the field. Turned in 11:8:32. That last time by. C, Nicosia, Brown. Here comes Carter. Here comes Carter Brown in that 44. Stevie Smith back inside. A little bit of contact. Everybody gets through. Brown and Smith really beating and banging back there in about 5th spot. Brian Evans Jr. all alone out in front. Evans C. and Mike Nicosia. Sean Brown and Connor Brown, your top 5. And then Stevie Smith runs in 6th. Zach Johnson in the 7th spot. Mason Achenbach running 8th. And then Michael Paulsgraf. Nevins approaching halfway. It'll be halfway home next time. Nevins with a 2-second advantage. Halfway home, 10 down, 10 to go. And Brian Nevins Jr. in complete control of this one. He has been lightning fast and super smooth. And that is bad news for everybody else. Nevins closing in on Fallscraft. C has now pulled away, and Sean Brown has moved into third. Carter Brown to fourth. Move over flag comes out for Fallscraft. Michael will slide to the high side and slow. He'll come off. Nevins' lead is 2.7 seconds, and Mason Achenbach would be next. 5 to go. 15 down. 5 to go for Brian Nevins Jr. The lead will be over 3 seconds this time around. .78. Move over flag coming for Achenbach. Mason will stay on the throttle. He's not responsible for moving. He does. 2 to go for Nevins. He'll get inside on Achenbach. Mason just trying to get as many laps. He missed both heat races with mechanical issues. So these are the only laps he's gotten tonight. White flag for Nevins. Down the back straightaway. The Iowa Ace will win KT 100. Brian Nevins Jr., your winner. Followed by C, Sean Brown, Stevie Smith, and Carter Brown, your top 5. And Brian Nevins Jr. picks up the win in Yamaha KT 100, and he wants a Polish victory lap. He's enjoying this one. Checkered flag in hand. Polish victory lap for the Iowa Ace. Around he goes. A little congratulation off the starting grid, and here comes Nevins in that Legend chassis. He let it wire to wire, and I mean, it wasn't even close. He wins it by almost 3 seconds. And I don't think I saw that kart even flinch. I mean, I don't think I saw it bobble one time in the heat races or anything like that. He just had it dialed in absolutely perfectly. And he's headed for the scale and victory lane and post awards. And with that, our racing program ends here this evening. There are some practice laps that will be run, but we are all concluded as far as the racing program on this night before the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand National. Guys, we look forward to a full day of competition tomorrow and great racing. We hope you'll have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow right here from Delaware Speedway, day 2 of the 2025 Unlimited All-Stars Grand Nationals on MTV Sports.